Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another show review. This time we are reviewing the show Komi Can't Communicate Season 2. And, okay, an interesting thing I kind of wanted to say about this episode, or this review, is that basically I kind of had an interesting format for this one. Because I knew I'd be, so caught up in trying to review all the shows that would release at the end of the season, I decided to, cut down on the Komi review a little bit. Or at least on the amount of workload I would need. Essentially what I did is I made this massive journal, and each episode, after watching each episode, I kind of typed it down. Obviously it was a lot of work then, so I actually had to finish up the typing a little bit later on, like for example, episode 4, I actually finished up typing the quote-unquote journal for episode 4 about a few hours ago, but that's beside the point. Essentially, I have this massive journal. The vast majority of them were written on the day I watched it, so I'd say it's pretty solid indicator of what I actually felt while watching the episodes. And yeah, I've got this massive journal, and I'm just gonna read it out loud to you. Obviously, there is gonna be some outdated information. Like there's this moment in episode, I don't remember one of the episodes where essentially one of the guys start fantasizing about some of the various girls in the show. Wait, was this season or was it last season? But there was a moment in the show, I think that was this season, because obviously that's why I would have mentioned it now, where they basically fantasize about the girls. And I was like, wait, why isn't Onemine or Otori in the fantasy? Because, in my opinion, they're the best girls to fantasize about. Other than Komi, I guess. And lo and behold, next episode, they appear. They do appear in the fantasies, and so do a bunch of other girls. But that is beside the point, really. I'm just gonna read each journal as if it was on the day that it was made. So yeah, without further ado, obviously there are spoilers up ahead, but I presume that you have all seen Komi-san season 2 of Komi-san, or heck, maybe you've even read the manga and you already know everything. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a little rundown. I guess it's kind of similar to a condensed and miniaturized version of the episode by episode show reviews I did back in, I don't know when I did it, but for Vivi and Quintessential Quintuplets, I guess it's kind of going to be like that, but in a more condensed version. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the review, and yeah, so that's that. Here we go. Alright, so here are the vague overview of the episodes. Episode 1, I remember watching this and saying, damn, I can't believe we're already back. It's only been one season since the other season ended, and yet already feels like such a long time ago. Komi was super adorable as usual today, and I love the new video game vibe this new season has. The question marks popping up, the quick cuts, it all makes the episode so great. I love this new Katai guy, by the way. He has similar fears as Komi, and although not as extreme, I feel it's a real shame people only see him as that scary guy when he's actually a pretty wholesome dude. Best of all, we have Tadano being a Chad as usual and stepping up for Katai. Oh, and the duel between Yamai and Nakanaka was gold too. The verbal duel was great. The game duel was even better as Najimi won. Komi also acted pretty epic today, with her shutting down the fight by telling the two that both were precious friends to her. And oh boy, that testing bit honestly gave me some bad flashbacks. Still, I love how Tadano and Komi look out for each other like that. Seriously, I love these two so much. It's the one thing filling up my post-dress-up darling hole. This really needs a crossover with Dress-Up Darling, by the way. And the fucking music! The OP, the ED, and everything amazing. The old songs, the old bits, also amazing. Seriously, I'm so glad Komi is back, and I'm excited for more. I especially like the ED. God, that is a good ED. Episode 2. Dang, I was so hyped for this episode. Shame I had to see it on a shitty fan sub that started off strong but got worse and worse as the video went on. They didn't even subtitle the end credits scene. I had to look this up on YouTube to find it later on. Oh well, all aside. Still, the scene of Komi getting all ready and heading out to the storm was hilarious. I love it. I guess the weather simply wasn't on our side today. I love that we get more Komi mom though. Komi and Komi mom snuggling together was super cute. I love how Komi's mom, Shuko, also has the big Komi eye moments. That's great. And Komi drawing a cat on the window with her breath was super cute too. And another thing I love was Komi's mom seeing Komi talk with Tadano. Oh, another thing, scared Komi is super adorable. I love that. Speaking of which, is it just me or did this scene in particular remind me of the final scene from Dress Up Darling? Someone bonk this girl and send her to horny jail. To be honest, I'm actually starting to warm up to Yamai a bit. Her ridiculous stunts and epic failures are kind of entertaining, not gonna lie. I love how in the end she just simply accepts her place and she's like, nope, not being horny anymore. These three guys, I absolutely love them. Seriously, these guys are so much fun. Also super delusional, but I love them regardless. Out of the options, I'd say Ina Naka was the best one, but everyone was great with the exception of Yamai. She was super cute in the imagination, don't get me wrong, but as Tadano says, none of these guys know what Yamai is actually like. By the way, why is there no Onemine and Otori though? As for Tadano to thinking of Komi, yeah, that one is absolutely godly. And the best bit is, unlike the rest of them, this is actually a reasonable expectation of Komi. I can actually see this happening. I mean, honestly, when faced with a situation like this, I'd be screaming like Tadano too. And now we have the cat cafe. More Otori is always a blessing. Hitting none of the cats went for Komi. Still, she managed to get the boss cat, which is awesome. Seriously, that part was epic. Also, Otori, best girl. Is she like part cat or something? Because her having an army of cats... yeah, that part was hilarious and awesome. And yes, the I love you game is another one of Yamai's antics. I love how the camera zooms in onto Komi's face. Like, that was hilarious. Najimi was a chat too. Like, they're always protecting Komi from Yamai. Oh, I also love the whole Bishonen Najimi moment. Like, that was really funny. Seriously, I love that. Episode 3! Alright, that was amazing. I really relate to Najimi, honestly. I totally get how he feels. I don't like studying either, but the fun parts of school can't be fun. Still, it doesn't take away from the torture of studying. You know, Naka Naka is really, really, really based. She's so awesome, honestly. Not just the chuny behavior, but also the annoyance of everyone being on social media. And of course, we have Yamai and Naka Naka competing in, which is always like super fun to see. Like, I just love the rivalry between these two. I think it's really funny that they brought up the mind reading thing now, since Spy X Family also has telepathy thingies going on, so... yeah. I love how meta this show can get, by the way, with Tadano asking why everyone has a whiteboard now. The whole arc where the guys talk about the girls is back, and I love it. Dang, looks like my questions from last week got answered. Onemine and Otori are here. Honestly, I love Otori so much. She's seriously so awesome. I could use a bit of cuddling from Otori as well. Onemine's fantasy is pretty awesome as well, though. Seriously, that's his dream, isn't it? The one with Komi was outright hilarious, so I'd legitimately watch a show like that. Looks like Komi of this fantasy world is kind of like Yor. Just saying. Like, look at him, they're so similar. Also, Katai is back again. This man is always awesome to see. I love how he's always constantly misunderstanding Komi, despite being so similar to her, being misunderstood himself. The whole thing he has with Komi being his mentor is great to see, and it seems Najimi has picked up on it. Tada knows a bro as usual, and I guess we should start calling him Tada Bro from now on. The last bit about roasted potatoes was awesome. The guy driving the truck almost thought that Komi was a ghost. I find that hilarious. It was super heartwarming to see, and I love how she had to run after him thrice before he decided to give her potatoes. Of course, she pays for him anyway, despite the fact that the guy just gave them to her. Tada no man, I'd be embarrassed if I dressed up as a girl too, don't worry. The way he runs out and tries to talk with Komi and get the potato, though, that was amazing. Honestly, another godly episode. Shame I saw it a bit late, but honestly, because I actually watched this one I didn't watch this one on Wednesday. I watched this one like on Friday along with Love is War, but still, I really enjoyed it. Also, that after credit scene is just adorable. A little like side note, like a little break from the journal. I actually already have. I realized that like when I was doing this as like weekly posts, like when I was writing this down weekly, I didn't know about it because I actually these are actually copied from my Reddit comments that I made, but like, when I read through it, I'm like, dude, I mentioned the same thing so many times. It's crazy. On another note, I don't know if I've said this before, but that Edie is absolutely amazing. Episode 4, Christmas episode. Yet another amazing episode. Honestly, I really relate to Komi here because I'm pretty bad at finding gifts. So, yeah, I get how you feel. At the mall, huh? By the way, am I the only one who actually liked the Laughing Santa gift? Then again, maybe Shosuke's suggestion of getting a scarf is much more reasonable. By the way, I love how Shosuke just gets pulled along. Like, if Komi can't communicate, I guess Shosuke doesn't want to communicate. He's an introvert like his sister, but the main difference between him and her is that he's not shy. I really love the moment where everyone surprised Komi with a massive surprise party, but Komi was so surprised by it, she like didn't react at all, and everyone started to wonder if Tadano got the date wrong. Anyway, I'm really glad Komi likes this gift. I mean, even though nobody could tell Komi liked it. Like, even Tadano, who usually gets everything right about Komi, got this one wrong, and everyone assumed that she was just meh on it because she was so quiet. And then, of course, everyone decides to compete over who gets to sit next to Komi. In the end, Komi sits with our boy Tadano because, of course, she does. The rest of the class and their shenanigans. And, of course, Najimi decides to sit on Tadano's lap. Najimi is freaking awesome. I swear they're one of my favorite characters. What an absolute chad. And of course, Yamai suggests a game that could potentially allow her to do something lewd with Komi. The good old Osama game. At the end of the day, though, she just gets Komi's email instead of whatever like filthy debauchery she could come up with, though. So, that's that. Also, by the way, why does everyone say that getting back rubs from Onemine was like the low point of the day? Dude, are you kidding me? That's not normal, dude. You know there are so many people out there who would kill to get back rubs from Onemine. Tadano, you lucky man. I mean, it is also balanced out by the fact that Shuko, Komi's mom, comes in and joins the game and decides to, like, spice it up. Like, I swear, Tadano having to kiss Shinobu was absolutely hilarious, and I love how he actually, like, blushes when Tadano kisses him. Oh, God. Oh, that was hilarious. I mean, Shuko was totally trying to get someone to hook up with their daughter, but it ended up being Tadano and the Ninja Boy. By the way, Nakanaka with a Code Geass reference was absolutely amazing. At the end of the round, though, we had Komi give out some of the most wholesome orders as the king, and that was just that they should all stay friends. Komi truly being best girl, I mean, well, not really. I feel like Komi is, like, beyond best girl. Like, she transcends the boundaries of what it means to be a best girl in the show, so, Also, I like how we had a flashback moment after that, like, of Tadano pooling everyone together, and, like, everyone was trying to get their own, like, individual gifts for Komi, right? But instead of competing, Tadano's like, why don't we pool our money together and buy a gift for her? And that explains the massive black cat doll that he bought. And I really like how, like, flash forward, Komi sends an email out to everyone and said that she really loved the gift. And, like, it corrected everyone's perception that, yeah, she hated it. And overall, it's just another really fun episode. Episode 5. Damn, I really love how they started off this episode without any words. The snowball fight was so fun, too. I really like how they lampshaded it with Najimi tossing a snowball at Tadano. Like, just the moment he just walks out of the house. The entire thing was melodramatic as hell, which is great, because let's be honest here, this is all how we saw our snowball fights when we were younger. By the way, is it just me, or is this, like, really similar to, like, the Spy X Family? Like, I'm saying this out, like, I'm taking a break from reading the journal. Just a little side note here. You know how, like, Spy X Family also had a massive dodgeball fight? Like, yeah, I don't know, just... oh, well. I don't know, just parallels, man, parallels. Anyways, back to the journal. I'm a sucker for these, like, overly melodramatic comedy moments. The dramatic eliminations, the strategizing, and the analysis. I loved Michi, quote-unquote, dying in Shiota's arms, and Shiota going on an angry, like, Shiota, the one of the kids, going on an angry one-man rampage, tagging out Tadano and Agari before being hit himself. And, of course, Yamai team kills and takes out Osana and Makiro because Yamai got him a Yamai. Like, that was just golden. The meeting at Grandma's was great. I thoroughly enjoyed Komi and Akira hanging out again. Komi and I are really different, but, you know, there are a lot of moments where I can relate to her, especially during the card game. Because there are so many moments where I have no idea what's going on, but it looks cool, so I places it. And, of course, Akira gets lucky and goes too far, but Komi, who doesn't understand anything, wins due to sheer luck. I like that. I feel Komi here. I actually had no idea what was going on during this card game as well either, but, hey, I found it cool. Also, poor Shuko, Komi's mom. Grandma doesn't pay her any attention when she says the clothes still fit, and of course everyone sees a goddess when Komi walks by. Honestly, I can't blame them. Grandma is right. Komi is very convenient as a crowd clearer. Also, we got Shrine Maiden Komi. The moment I saw the store manager wailing about how he needed more Shrine Maidens, I knew that Komi would inevitably end up as one. What I didn't expect was Inanaka, but hey, I'm all for Inanaka misunderstanding, so I totally get that one too. I feel kind of bad for Inanaka being so insecure about being a country girl. Like, she's totally, like, it's totally cool. I'm kind of glad she had time to grow closer to Komi because I really enjoyed that. Episode 6. Honestly, I feel Tadano. Getting up early is a drag, and I prefer getting up late too. Maybe not noon late, but sort of late. I was just as surprised to see Najimi as Tadano, by the way. Of course, Tadano contacting the whole game. I honestly doubt Yamai's gonna get here by the time of the shrine visit, but I suppose it won't stop her from trying. As for Nakanaka, this hurt me more on a personal level because I know what it's like to get hyped up for a personal event, and you know how much it hurts when you miss it, especially if it's by such a small margin. Like, I feel that on a personal level. I feel you, Nakanaka. I guess Makiro was in a similar situation, though I guess not as extreme as Nakanaka's. Onemine is an older sister as well. I suppose I did expect that. I love how she yells at her little siblings. That was really funny. Otori's slow to take up as usual, and apparently she's been looking at a fireplace on TV. I think it's a reference to some, event that happened in Scandinavia. I'll find more details and, maybe I'll eventually, leave it down in the comments, but if you guys are curious. Also, we see Katai training with his sister. The unintentional homoerotic vibes really cracked me up, and speaking of which, I wonder what Komi's fortune was. And going back to Katai, we have Katai hanging out with Tadano again. The whole section was amazing, although they do admit the background of the people skating, which they used twice, by the way, was a bit poorly animated. And of course, Komi's here too, and my lord, Komi struggling to skate was amazing. That was just cute as all hell. She seemed shocked at Tadano and Katai holding hands. Like, I agree, how lewd. I enjoy how Komi and Katai both can't skate, and our boy Tadano had to teach them. Tadano teaching Komi how to skate was awesome, and I like how Tadano and Katai both got their moment too. With Tadano catching Katai and teaching him too. Oh, it gets better though. Tadano is down with the cold, and I know how bad those get. And of course, he ends up calling Komi instead of Najimi by mistake, and she shows up. Like, that whole section was a freaking dream. I was practically, or maybe it was literal, honestly, I don't know. I was practically squealing during the entire time watching it. Like, just Komi, like, cooking and baking for Tadano. Oh, God, that is a dream. Seeing Komi trying to feed Tadano, but Tadano realizing how embarrassing that was, just so cute. Dude, Tadano, dude, if I was Tadano, I totally would have eaten it when Komi gave it to me, because that was beautiful. Tadano, just eat it when she feeds you. God damn it, man. And, of course, Najimi shows up to stop Komi from holding Tadano's hand again. Can't have that, that's lewd. Somehow they managed to make this episode even better than Komi feeding Tadano, because the bonus section is the time has come. Oh god, I can already tell this man is gonna be freaking awesome. I can't wait for the suave blue-haired boy to show up. This guy is gonna be a blast. That intro, the feature was absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for this man to show up. The next episode is gonna be a blast. I know it. Episode 7. Okay, I love the Komi letter scene. That was just way too cute. Seriously, this is something I have to say for the whole episode, but Komi was particularly beautiful today. I guess the animators are really pouring their heart into it. Obviously, as y'all know me, I'm more on the extroverted side myself, but I totally can relate with having to write something. Like, my god, it's so hard. I like how Najimi runs up with the letter screaming, Yahoo, I got a love letter from Komi! Like, Najimi. I also found it interesting how he got to see the same scene of, like, going to school, but this time from Tadano's point of view from moments later. I guess Najimi running off only makes it harder for him though, so yeah. Komi looked absolutely gorgeous today. I could look at that flustered face all day. The time has come, baby! Naruse Shisto is freaking amazing, and I can't stop laughing while this guy was just there. I love how he has his own handler giving him commentary. Komitani, the guy in question, he acts as a straight man to Naruse's wacky shenanigans, and the pair make an excellent comedy duo. Komitani is freaking awesome himself, okay? Like, Komitani and... Dude, these two are so freaking awesome. By the way, Naruse correctly guessed that Komi had a communication disorder, but he immediately backtracks on it, saying that no one that good looking can have that. Not gonna lie, I do kind of feel bad for him as he attempted to talk to Komi, by the way. Like, did the whole class unite to stop him from talking to Komi? When I first saw Yamai, I thought it was just Yamai being Yamai, and that made me hate her because, like, dude, Naruse isn't actually a narcissist. I'm gonna mention this later, but, like, Naruse's not a bad guy, as Komitani says, and he doesn't deserve to have that said to him. Yeah, but it's not just Yamai being Yamai, the entire class is in on it or something like that. By the way, if we go by the textbook definition of narcissist, he's actually not a narcissist. It's the inverse of Komi's situation, I guess. Komusho in Japan, the term Komusho is actually a fairly casual term tossed around to people who aren't as talkative, whereas in Komi's case, it's a full-blown impediment. As a matter of fact, I would actually argue that if Naruse was a real person, he himself would be Komusho in a way. By the way, Naruse is also a chuuni if you think about it. It's not just Nakanaka. Nakanaka, who also is Komusho in a way. But anyways, yeah, Naruse is the opposite. It's kind of the inverse of Komi's situation because Naruse's actually a pretty decent fellow. He's not a horrible person as most narcissists are. Doesn't stop him from acting like a dweeb, though. Still, seeing him like so stressed and dejected, it was so sad. Of course, Komi gives him the handkerchief back. I was actually kind of worried when she did that considering that Naruse might have another misunderstanding, but it wasn't as major as he thought. In the end, he ended up giving Tadano the phone number since his hilariously intimidating and awkward attempt to get Komi's number backfired. Hey, at least Tadano gets a badass selfie every day. My lord, this guy is a handful. I hope to see more of him in the future. Also, good on Komitani for telling Tadano that that Naruse's not a bad guy at heart. Like, Komitani and Naruse, these two are serious bros. These guys are awesome. And now we get to some real juicy stuff. The entire section with Komi telling Tadano about wanting to go to Kyoto over the phone when they're like actually right next to each other and just being obscured by a tiny little wall was just too adorable. Tadano, ever a charmer, tells Komi that maybe they should just not go and be together. Like, what a mad lad. Still, I guess Komi does want to go, and honestly that's amazing because, yeah, obviously you get to go to a cool city, and why would you not want to go? The best part is this is a complete opposite in high school now. When, you know how, like, in the flashback it's shown that Komi, like, nobody really accepted Komi because, like, it was just too awkward, and it's a complete opposite. Considering it's split by gender, every single girl leapt at the chance to, like, be a partner with Komi, and, of course, even the teacher anticipated this and had everyone draw straws. This is gonna be great! Episode 8! Kicking off the episode with the Kyoto trip. We got to see more of Komi's mom in this one section, so that was pretty cool. Meeting up with everyone and seeing the groups in the trip was super cool. All the groups are made up of people that would, like, be the most entertaining together, and by that I mean a complete disaster, or a group that fits together perfectly. Like, by the way, I've always loved riding trains, so this was a nice and pleasant thing to see. I'm really glad to see Komitani giving dialogue even outside of Naruse. Like, he's not just attached to Naruse, he is his own guy. And oh, that scene with Komi and with the other two girls was super cute as well. By the way, that tour guide is cute as all hell. I totally want to go out with her. I feel so bad for her. Nobody listens. That's gotta be rough. Also, I legitimately thought the woman who wanted a photo wanted to take a photo of the thing, wanted to take a photo of Naruse. Like, this man needs his own spin-off show. I mean, all the characters in the show do, because they're just so funny. And yeah, I'm glad that the cute tour guide lady managed to find the courage to go on after seeing Komi and Tadano were paying attention. And, of course, Najimi decides to take the jump. Then again, I would have too, so honestly, I don't know. I love how the atmosphere just lightens up after that. Also, the lady saying that Komi and Tadano should just get married was amazing. It appears, by the way, it appears that Najimi apparently counts as a girl. The moment I saw Yamai all happy and, like, acting innocent, I knew something was up. Yamai degeneracy as usual. Then again, I guess I was almost convinced. Oh, great to have Agari and Onemine cock-block Yamai. Or not a cock-block, but prevent Yamai from seeing her perverted fantasies. We see why Onemine is so awesome. By the way, you're not flat, Onemine. Also, the comment about Mega Meatballs was still kind of cruel. I admit I was pretty excited to see the bath scene, so I get how Yamai feels. Like, my lord, this girl's a degenerate. She straight up goes and asks if she could touch Komi's boobs, even if she somehow doesn't have any perverted desires now. Like, that's still weird. It's a good thing Komi refused. You know what I didn't expect, though? The boys' shower. But it was glorious. Naruse and Katai are both shredded as hell, and the subverted homoerotic context was hilarious. Super cool of Naruse to lend Katai his lotion, by the way. By the way, I get you, Katai, my skin gets dry too. And despite being self-absorbed to the point of delusion, Naruse knows when there are other people in need, and it, like, helps and bails them out. You know, I legit think I enjoyed the boys' photo scene more than I should have. Like, that was pure epicness. I think it's gonna be just a running gag now, with Komi running into a scene where Tadano and Katai, maybe Naruse and some of the more of the other guys, are engaged in something that seems homoerotic out of context, and she's just gonna be confused. And whatever the case, I accept that joke wholeheartedly. That is funny as hell. And I definitely want to pose in that kind of photo someday. Those photos seem awesome. The final pillow fight to sleep next to Komi was great, by the way. So nice of Najimi to let Komi in, even if everyone else seemed to be doing it just so they could be with Komi. Also, I could totally relate to falling asleep, like not being able to quote-unquote fall asleep in like 30 seconds to trick the adults. Now that's a very relatable moment. I don't like Yamai too much, but that comment about not being able to fall asleep that fast was just cool. Like, yeah, Yamai, I get you. Episode 9! Okay, honestly, that was epic. Honestly, I'm a pretty shit planner myself, so I always find it nice to have someone around who could help plan things. So it was nice to have Kato help and come up with a schedule for everyone else since it was getting awkward. Seriously though, that is a wild schedule. USJ, aka definitely not Universal Studios, had amazing rides like Spider-San, Honey Potter, and Not Jaws. I'm really loving the slew of references that's becoming more prevalent in anime these days, all aside, but what I love even more is that Kato apparently planned it down to the very second. That is very impressive. Some fun friends talk as everyone talks about what they do in their spare time. I thought it was pretty hilarious about how all the girls thought that Komi was keeping her beauty technique secret when she was A, she actually is legitimately that beautiful with no effort, and B, she actually does seem to spend her time lazing around in her spare time doing nothing. I also love how the OP played right here. I guess the episode's on as much of a tight schedule as the girls. Kato's definitely dedicated to her plan, even going as far to burn her mouth eating takoyaki. Ouch. And then we get some cool temple visits. As it turns out, there are deer at the temple, and of course, Kato was already prepared with deer crackers. I wonder what it would taste like if Komi ate it. Anyways, Komi feeding the deer is adorable, and I see why they spent too long gawking at her. A bit of conflict with Sasaki, which had me worried for a sec. Luckily, Komi's there to break the tension, though. Seriously, her scrolling through those pictures and realizing that she went too far and showed them a deer picture she meant to keep private was just so adorable. After getting to reconcile with one another, Kato suggests canceling the Futomaki Park visit, but Komi suggests they go, and Sasaki agrees. That part was amazing. I'm definitely glad they managed to go there. And of course, Komi manages to attract a crowd at Futomaki Park. Heck, even the actors come over and act a scenario where Komi is a princess being kidnapped. Not sure why, but I was half expecting Tadano to come in and save her through some strange RP thing or somehow. Turns out it's actually Sasaki that comes with the mask and yo-yo. The actors must have been really impressed because they all run off right after that. Of course, she's embarrassed by the situation, but damn, it's obvious. Like, she even has those gloves on. And yeah, all that aside, the uniform and voice should have been a pretty clear giveaway anyways. By the way, I thoroughly enjoyed the friendly rivalry between Sasaki and Kato, as Kato tries to reveal Sasaki's secret. Those started as a competition, as Kato tries a shogi tactic, just getting her way to Sasaki to slip up. It turns into a heartfelt conversation about how Kato wants to succeed at shogi like her grandpa, even if she was a girl. And I guess that resonated with Sasaki because she wasn't accepted by the boys as she tried to play with yo-yos. On the other hand, Sasaki found out that it was all an act. So I guess Komi saved her from embarrassment of the yo-yos, but now that she's embarrassment that she did all that when it was a literal act. But hey, she comes out and puts on a pretty impressive yo-yo display, so it's all good. Girl talk time, by the way. And knowing high schoolers, I do expect that. I remember having boys talk during camp as well. Looks like Kato likes Katai, dang. And all the girls know that Komi like Tadano as well. Thus, Sasaki unveils her 400 IQ plan to get both Kato with Katai and Komi with Tadano on the train. Pity Naka will lost one of her souvenir sticks though. Like, I can relate to losing something like that and how it could bum me out for the rest of the day. Also, Komi is adorable as all hell when she's asleep. Seriously, I really liked Sasaki's plan to get everyone together, and after Tadano to sit with Komi, she makes Kato sit with Katai. Truly an amazing wing woman. I love how Komi fell asleep on Tadano and how the OP just plays as she gets up and starts showing him all the pictures. Seriously, that was just genius. Also, Komi asking about the photo scene in the last episode was just golden. All in all, another great episode. I love how they focused on a group of brand new characters that seemed rather minor at first, but turns out to have fascinating backstories just like everyone else. The character writing in this show truly is something else. Episode 10. I really enjoyed how no one knew how to approach the other person. Luckily, Tadano's there to give Komi a little push so she could go over to talk to the other two girls. And Naruse, context, man. The dirty-minded girls getting all excited when they heard Naruse complimenting Katai's body was just hilarious. And yeah, it was great that the three girls were able to talk again. I agree with Kato, by the way. The way Komi writes in a notebook is adorable. You know who else is adorable, though? Otori! I love this girl! And we got to see a ton of her when we go to Onemina's house. Also get to see Onemina's siblings, which is great. Onemina herself really is awesome, I tell ya. Seeing her make chocolate was plain awesome, and I really wish we could see more of her too. I love when Onemina's sister eats a bit of the chocolate and gives it to Komi as well, and the two pretend they didn't take some of it. That was just gold. I also really liked Otori reading a story for the youngest daughter as well. That was just great. Komi got roasted pretty hard by the kids, which, yeah, kids are pretty insensitive, but they encouraged her to talk more, saying that her voice is beautiful. Those kids have good taste. Komi's voice is beautiful. Then again, pretty much everyone already knows that already, so I'm just gonna move on. Also, poor Tadano. Komi almost gave him the chocolate right there into his shoe locker, but he came into the building a little too fast and scared her off. Najimi giving Komi store-bought chocolate is, well, a very Najimi-like thing to do, and I thought that was just hilarious. Also, I wouldn't eat those Yamai chocolates if I were Komi. Who knows what she's put into those. The others all had pretty general interactions with Komi giving her chocolate to them, so not much to comment there. You know, I was actually legitimately fooled by the three boys' fantasies right there. Yamai actually looking to someone else? I mean, of course it's just fantasy. I should have realized when the ninja guy is at Shinobu was at Nakanaka's house getting chocolate instead of at school, but hey, I totally love to get bullet-shaped chocolates. Not just for Valentine's, but in general. Oh, and Sasaki is best wing woman as well. Kato and Katai, I ship it. The bit where Katai misunderstands Komi's words is hilarious though. Everything aside though, yeah, seriously, poor Tadano. I feel his pain. At least he gets chocolates from Katai. Well, yeah, I guess chocolate from other boys don't count as much. Hey, it's better than the others. My boy Naruse didn't get any chocolate, which is equally sad as it is hilarious to me. I guess no chocolates from the boys sends you into the negatives or something? I guess dinner from chocolates from your mom because, yeah, I kind of expect that to be there. Hitomi teases her brother. But I guess Hitomi's a good wing woman too because she makes an excuse to get Tadano outside. Honestly, I was taken back about how Komi gives Tadano papers instead of chocolate because I would have expected her to give it to him right there. But as I expected, she runs back and gives it to him. Me knowing full well that she would give the chocolates to him at the end and being special in some way, the best ones she made, as I found out later, was fully expected, but that didn't take away from the fact that I freaking love this scene. By the way, what was up with the quality of this episode? It honestly is kind of funny how half the time, and it gave it a bit of a rough charm, especially during the blurs. Like, my god, there's so much mean material here, but it was also distracting half the other time. Episode 11. Honestly, I feel like the animation quality dropped significantly this episode. The last episode was fine because I found some of the low quality pictures kind of cute at times, and it wasn't all that common, but I found it kind of distracting today. Kind of pulled me out of the show sometimes. Also, it looks like Komi's mom has caught onto Komi's crush. Seriously, that's too cute. Looks like everyone likes Komi's chocolate, even Makiru, who is bad at making chocolates, but it's Tadano thanking Komi that really gets her embarrassed. Of course, Yamai gets all horny when Komi's tights tear. Admittedly, I can't deny that I wouldn't either, but my lord Yamai, this is some next level stuff. Like, she starts crawling around Komi like a bug, that girl. Admittedly, her imagination does give us some good images, though. Komi's ripped tights, now that's a good sight to see. And I knew that the no dream sequence for Komi thanks Yamai was all imaginary. In truth, Yamai ended up putting the thing over her face and getting Komi to chase after her. But hey, at least Tadano got to see some legs, and so did we. Alright, so we have the explosive stress girl. Dang, if Yamai is scared of her, I truly fear what she is like when she gets to 100% anger. Yamai actually says something wise, huh? Well, this girl has horrible luck, honestly. This new Sato girl is so cute. I do feel bad for her, though, seeing that she's always being asked to help for nothing in return. Also, this Maeda guy is incredibly based. Liking MILFs? What a man of culture. Just saying. I found the whole exchange with Sato meeting Tadano, Komi, and Najimi pretty sweet. Of course, and shogi puzzles leads to arguments. Poor Kato, she just wanted to share her passion. I do like how Najimi says it's too soon for couples fights, by the way. Also, we get not one bonus, but 2 bonuses this episode. Huzzah! Episode 12! It's great to see that this episode is being animated normally again. Looks like this final episode wasn't outsourced because the animation the last 2 episodes, actually the last 1 episode really, was just outright distracting. Ah yes, little siblings and wanting to know your entire love life. Name a more iconic pair. Honestly, I found Tadano kept wanting to redirect his crush onto Komi as non-friends with Katai, and that made it really awkward. Good thing she caught on in the end. Even as Tadano danced around the issue, Hitomi eventually catches on. Finally, White Day, and there's much less drama on this one than on Valentine's. Everyone managed to return chocolates to the ones that gave them chocolate on Valentine's. Katai managed to give Katai chocolate back, that one was super cute, and of course he gives something to Komi, which turns out to be a book about bodybuilding. Huh. And yeah, it's a real shame Tadano chickened out when trying to ask Komi out for some food, but hey, at least he managed to have ramen with the boys, and not just with Katai, but Naruse and Komitani also comes along. So with him not giving Komi anything on the day before White Day, he has to actually come over and give it to her on the actual day at her house, which is just amazing because we get a bunch of cute moments. We got to see Komi's mom, who's always a delight to see, and we got Komi's dad standing in front of Tadano menacingly. Komi finally comes in and pushes dad out. Again, it's awkward. Be nice to your dad, Komi. And yeah, the whole deal was super adorable. I agree with Tadano. It isn't that messy. Anyhow, Tadano gives Komi a piece of chocolate inside a lotion box, which I think was pretty genius. By the way, Tadano, did you drink out of the same cup that Komi's dad drank out of? Also, Komi's dress is a 10 out of 10. Then again, I guess she's always a 10 out of 10, so I guess it's a moot point. Oh, but obviously the best part of this episode was the Eraser Wars. As I've said many times, I've always loved these over-dramatic competitions that are based on little things. They're so much fun. Simple eraser flicking goes on to full-on tournament in a matter of moments. I can't blame them, honestly. I do the same thing. And of course, we get that final amazing scene where Komi finally speaks to Tadano at the end about her feelings about the year. We have the ED running and the full-on montage. I love those sort of things. So that was absolutely amazing. Komi is super adorable when talking, I swear. We had a rundown of every friend Komi has made so far. It really is true. Years go by ridiculously quickly. And I guess that's the end of the first year. We'll be seeing the second year next season. And alright, so that's it. So the next year in the after credits, I see some really interesting background character that I have no doubt will be important later on. And yeah, I'm excited for season 3. See you all then. Okay, and yeah, that's it for the review. One more thing I kind of want to mention is like the soundtrack itself. The soundtrack is amazing as usual, but what I really want to point out is the OP and the ED, because last OP and ED were pretty great as well, and this time is no exception. The OP was really great, but I think what really stood out to me was the ED. Like, I absolutely adore this ED. Like, this is probably my favorite ED of the season. Like, just lovely ED. And yeah, that really is all there to say for it. I absolutely love the ED. And just, yeah, the ending was so great. Like, it's just so relaxing and calm and I guess kind of wholesome. So, I really like that. And, yeah, I guess that's really all there is for this video. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, folks. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Komi-san Season 2. And, like, what you thought about it, what you enjoyed about it, what you thought of each episodes. And, yeah, that is that. So, yeah. That's all there is for this video, folks. The sky's up, and you guys are awesome. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!